Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tracy and I'm very excited about this week's Thrift episode. I picked up a pencil skirt at Salvation Army and I was like, what can I transform it into? So I actually made it into this cute mini skirt and matching vest top set. So I fell in love with the print of the skirt. I thought it'd be really cute to make a two-piece set out of, and I can't wait to show you guys how I style it at the end. I recommend getting a pencil skirt in your size and get one that's pretty long. This one was kind of like over the knee on me just because I'm pretty short, so it worked out great. This project doesn't require that much sewing, so it's really exciting. It's mostly just hem finishes, so it's pretty simple. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take your pencil skirt and flip it inside out. And I took about 13 inches off of my skirt. That was just the length I wanted for the mini skirt. So I'm just marking that on the lining. And I'm measuring from the bottom of the main fabric because the lining has to be shorter. So I'm measuring all the way around and then I'm just cutting away. I move the lining out of the way and then I mark 13 inches on the main fabric of the skirt, and I do it all the way around and then I trim it. I take the leftover fabric, and since the lining is still attached to the bottom of that skirt slit, I go ahead and just unstitch the lining. After removing the lining, the vent is going to be the back of the shirt, and you're going to use the existing hem for the hem of the top. So I turn the skirt towards the back and then I fold it in half, and the center fold is going to be the center front, and then the double fold on the left side is going to be your side seams for this top. And you want to grab a sleeveless top, or I'm using a sweater vest and I'm just going to trace it on top of this piece. So I take my sweater vest and fold that in half, and I fold the center back just because that's the highest neckline, and we'll adjust the front neckline later. So I just place this down, and I have about 6 inches at the side seam from the hem, so that's how long my top will be finished. And I pin that down, and don't forget to have the center fold on that front fold and your double fold on the left. I really hope this is making sense. My skirt wasn't long enough, so I couldn't fit the top of the shoulder, but I'm just gonna cut out like the rest of the shoulder with the excess fabric, so I'll show you that after this. So pin it down and add 1/2 inch seam allowance to your armhole when you're cutting, and some at the neck, but we're gonna add a shoulder piece because I'm a little short there, as you can tell, and then cut away, leaving seam allowance. It's looking like a top now, so that's what it looks like so far. And you want to match up the side seams and fold it again. So now we see the front and the back neckline. And at the front neckline, I'm dropping 2 inches. I place a pin there. From the armhole, I measure 3 1/4 inches to get my shoulder. Place a pin, and I take my curved ruler, connect those 2 points. Cut on that line, and now you have your front neckline. Now it's time for the back piece, and I measure out 3 1/4 from the armhole and pin that, and I drop down a 1/4 inch at the back neck and then just kind of cut and curve to that line, but it's not much of a curve, it's more of like a slant. And with the leftover scrap fabric, I'm going to use that to cut out this sort of like shoulder piece that's going to make up the rest of the top, as you can tell. And I just measured like 3 1/4 at the front, and then just kind of connected it to the back, making like a curved shape for the neckline, if that makes sense. So it's like a small piece. I just used my sweater vest to get that shape. And finally, time to start sewing, and there's actually not that much sewing for this, so I just pin the shoulders, but this wouldn't be necessary if you had enough fabric. You would just sew the shoulder seam as normal, but I needed that extra piece, so I'm just sewing those seams together at the shoulder. I overlocked my shoulder, but it's not necessary. You can just use your zigzag stitch and use your regular sewing machine to stitch those seams up. And I went ahead and overlocked the neckline and the armholes, but like I said, feel free to use your zigzag stitch to finish those ends. And I also overlocked the hem on the skirt. And then I fold a 1/4 inch at the neck and the armholes and pin that down, and 3/4 at the skirt hem and pin it down, and then I just use my regular sewing machine and just stitch those hems down. Yay, last step. So now it's time to finish the lining, and I'm too lazy to actually hem it, so I just removed 1 inch and overlocked my ends because it's a lining, so it doesn't need to look that nice. I'm completely obsessed with this 2-piece set, and I love pairing it with the button down and white knee-high socks. It's super adorable and preppy. Thank you guys so much for watching.